world can't stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here with the Vivacious Virgo 2022 horoscope. Well, what a big year we're going to all have this year. It's amazing. We're actually going to get signs of hope and signs of opportunity. There's blessings coming through to people this year. And I know a lot of people have been very stressed with what's happened in the last couple of years. Some people have lost their job or lost loved ones, even worse. And so it's like finally there's a ray of sunshine that is shining through down on all of us here. So in some respects, it's quite a normal year. We have Mercury going retrograde 4 times, which is not, a huge number of times. It will affect you, Vivacious Virgos, because one of those times that I'll go into later will be in your sign. It'll be in Libra and Virgo. So that will affect you. We have 4 eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. We also have Jupiter changing houses. It's doing a little dance between your 7th and your 8th house this year. So that's going to bring a lot of good luck into those areas of your life. I'll talk about that. The other really big thing that's happening this year is that the US is going through its Pluto return on the 21st of February. And this is not something that only happens every 248 years when Pluto returns to the place it was when the US Constitution was signed. So those circumstances leading up to that event are going to be repeated, and indeed have been repeated in some ways, in different ways. And so we could see like a reinterpretation of the US Constitution, or some sort of updating, or it's applied in a new way. It's possible it could even be rewritten in some way, but that's not likely because it's never actually happened. But maybe a reinterpretation is on the cards. So this is huge. It'll affect the whole world in some fashion, some way or another. And many countries follow, they take their cues from the US. Australia certainly does that. And so whatever laws or things that the US bring in, then the other countries follow. So we can expect a lot of change, a lot of volatility. There's a polarization in society. People are sort of on one side and people on the other down political lines. But it's not just politics. It's going to be lots of volatility in different areas of our lives, lots of things to do with job change. AI is just changing people's work in such major ways. So it could be that you don't go into the office anymore, you just work from home, and that's already happened to many jobs, and it's going to actually speed up and happen to a lot more. So many people will be changing their work as a result. So I'll go into all of this shortly, but firstly, I like to choose 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. Then we'll have a look at your horoscope in depth, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so do stick around for that. Let's go to the board now. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now. Let's pick these cards. Okay, that one is sort of impacting upon me. So, closing my eyes now, what do I see for Vivacious Virgo in 2022? A lot of trees, a lot of growth. Okay, something with your family where there's some sort of healing or joining, integration of energy, some sort of completeness. Like maybe there's a situation where you haven't gotten on with someone in your family and there's a healing around it. So yeah, that would be really beneficial. Now, these trees. Okay, so more vitality. It could be that you feel like you have more energy this year, or your health improves. The card that comes up is a Temperance card. This is a major arcana. It's fantastic. It brings balance into your life. And even with, I want to talk about your health again. And actually, when I look here in your 6th house of health and well-being, I see Saturn there bringing some sort of delay, hindrance, restriction around health. But there's some sort of it doesn't mean that there's a cure, whatever a cure is, but it means that there's a balance so that you can manage things much better and you can have a much fuller life. Okay, so temperance, balance. Action will be taken to get things onto a level where you can manage things. See, she's got indigo here. It's almost in the map of Australia, actually, which is interesting. And green. So indigo for intuition and the green around here for love. Okay, it's usually like earthly love, things that you love on a physical level. Okay, so that is fabulous. Now let's have a look in the second half of the year. Well, that just sort of fell out. The Hermit card. I actually like this card. Some people don't. But it means it's time to spend, appropriate amount of time in solitude, in privacy. And this is all about learning also. And you're learning about yourself. And you're like a guiding light to some other people. You have the light. It's within you. The wolf here is all about learning and study, and you have 2 eclipses, a solar and a lunar eclipse this year in your house of study or house of the higher mind here. So this card fits perfectly with what's happening in your astrology. So it means that you're going up in the world in some, no, let me rephrase that, from a spiritual sense, you're going up a level, not in the world. Okay, necessarily. It's not about the world, it's about you and your spirituality. So you're learning now, so you could teach others at a later date, perhaps. Now you've got 2 major arcana here, Vivacious Virgo. This is very significant because 2 don't usually come out. So this is going to be an important year for you. Okay, just bear those cards in mind because they're going to come out in your horoscope in some way. All right, now the first thing I want to talk about, we're going to move on to your horoscope now. This is called, some people call this a royal chart, and that's where most of the energy on the wheel is here in the Western Hemisphere. And it's because it's like you're dealing with other people. Other people are sort of, there's some sort of interdependency with other people, okay? And even though you're spending more time on your own here, there's also, it might be you're online. And so you depend on them and they depend on you, okay? So that's the first thing I notice. The other thing I notice is Jupiter is, at the start of the year, is over here. Sorry, I've done that wrong. That should be, see that red arrow? Should be there, not Neptune. Okay, so Jupiter here is on your descendant, opposite your ascendant here. And it's in your 7th house. Jupiter in Pisces in your 7th house of significant relationships. So this is about other people and your relationships with other people. And in Pisces, it brings a beautiful spiritual energy to your relationships, like a connection, a special spiritual connection, which helps grow the relationships. This is actually a beautiful influence. Now the next thing is the 4 eclipses. I will talk about those, but you'll see here they're in the 9th house and the 3rd house. This is like an axis. This is your sort of personal learning, study, communication type area, and this is more about community and society and getting out there in the world in some fashion. And you've got Uranus there, which loves technology, so this could be online, okay, because we have this card here indicating times alone. You might, alternatively, you might have times where you're alone and then times that you go out into the world and you're back and forth like that. Your ruler Mercury is going retrograde 4 times. 1 time it affects you. I'll talk about that in a moment. And Jupiter is doing this dance back and forward between expanding your relationships and also expanding your joint resources or your intimacy level. It's like perhaps your relationships can go to a deeper level. If you're seeing somebody casually, like a romance, having a casual type, non-committed type fling, or whatever you want to call it, whatever language you want to call it, that could go to a deeper level with this. So there might be some commitment coming if that's what you want. Up until the 1st of February, Pluto will conjunct Pluto, bringing huge amounts of psychological and deep emotional change. And it's actually over past lives. It's not just this life, and it could be ancestral as well. And you're quite instinctual about things, and you just do them. You don't know why you do them. And that's okay. You could also remember things that happened a very long time ago. Perhaps there are discussions with your family about intergenerational patterns and things like that. Up until the 8th of February, Neptune conjuncts Neptune, bringing a very spiritual energy into your life. Your imagination is very vivid. You enjoy talking about your dreams or your spirituality in general. It's not a very strong influence, but if you're sensitive, you'll probably pick it up. Then we have up until the 6th of January, Jupiter conjuncts Jupiter, beginning a new cycle. You're formulating plans and ideas for the next 12 months. Your ambitions and ideals gradually shift towards a new focus. This is a period of rebirth and renewed optimism. So this rebirth idea is a bit of a theme that's going to go throughout 2022. Up until the 19th of February, Pluto trines your MC, bringing a very positive time in your general life direction or perhaps your career. You may change jobs, get additional training or education, very likely with all of this activity here that you will do some sort of training this year. You're likely to get benefits, raises, a promotion, increased stature, recognition in your work. It's like you're recognised. People see who you are and the good work that you actually do, and there's a fresh new approach to your work. From the 10th of January to the 27th of January, Saturn sextiles Mars, bringing cooperation and harmony in your everyday life or at work. Any team or group that you belong to is likely to be quite successful with group endeavours. From the 22nd to the 4th of February, Venus trines Uranus, bringing unexpected pleasures, new friends. It's like you want to play. You have a lot of activity down here in your 5th house of creativity. So to start the year off, the Sun and the Moon here. So January looks pretty good. Venus is also there. You know, there could be a new romance on the cards. Or, you know, flirtatious fun with someone in particular. It's great to have a break from your usual routine, experiment, be spontaneous. There's also, if you have a pre-existing relationship, it's likely to be rejuvenated in some way. One of the stellar aspects of the year, Neptune sextiling Venus, is from the 8th of February to the 4th of April. Then the 17th of May to the 10th of August, and then again from the 28th of September right through to the 23rd of February 2023. And this brings love, sympathy, compassion, and it's amplified. Your heart can reach out to other people. You're more willing to extend yourself and offer assistance. And there's someone, if there is someone around you where there has been some sort of breakdown in communication or you haven't been getting on with them, it's a great time to break through the barrier now. So, you know, that's a fabulous thing that happens. 9th of February to the 3rd of April, Uranus squares Saturn, and almost but not quite exact on October 4. It's like 30-something minutes away from being an exact square. This is what we've been dealing with in 2021. We've had a few hits of this, and it's like it's frustrating, and you're trying to do something, but it just doesn't work out, you know. So these dates, it's probably not the best time to try new things. Don't take risks because things will run their own course regardless of your plans or intentions. You're likely to feel irritable or disturbed in some way. There's interruptions, there's delays. It's hard to stick to your knitting. 16th of April to the 25th of April, Jupiter sextiles Pluto. This is great. It brings cooperation with business, government agencies, organisations, and influential individuals help you now. People are likely to be very cooperative. They support you and you support them. And some of these people will be working for authority figures and bureaucracies. They may have previously ignored you, but now they're sort of interested and they help you. So you get assistance from the angels and from unknown sources even. 30th of April sees a solar eclipse here in your 9th house of the higher mind, bringing new spiritual beginnings into your life and expanding your horizons. You might think about travel, learning or study as a way of making your life bigger. There's a lot of positivity. Your intuition is bound to be spot on. Okay, you've also got Uranus in there as well, and things could happen like unexpectedly. You might win some money or something like that. Uranus can bring like a bolt out of the blue, and it doesn't really indicate whether it's negative or positive, you know, our perception of what that sudden thing could be. But things happen quickly and unexpectedly. Okay. And 10th of May to the 27th of October, and then again the 20th of December through to 16th of May 2023, Jupiter moves into your 8th house here. And this is fabulous because it's something to do with enlarging your resources, your money. And because it's joint resources, it's something that you share with somebody else. So this could be in a partnership. Like I said before, if you're in a casual situation, it might become more committed and you share joint resources. Or alternatively, it's also intimacy, and because this is, you know, the house is, this house is very deep and compelling and scorpionic. This can be deep passions that come up, you know, around intimacy. So you've got Chiron there as well, and there could be a healing around intimacy because Jupiter will bring in this very positive energy and cause something, some wound to you to become aware of this wound, but healing is possible now. 15th of May, a lunar eclipse in your 3rd house here. And this is about your communications, your local area, like where you live. It brings transformation in your community. It's likely to be quite a busy, active time where you need to take care of errands. But there might be some stress because sometimes with the lunar eclipse, it's you know, causing things in your subconscious to come up, and so there might be a dredging or something about old communications comes up. Now a huge yellow butterfly is just flying past. As I say that means new life. You do have a solar eclipse there as well that I'll talk about in a moment, but that's just a confirmation to let you know that then there is new beginnings and new life, because it was, oh, there's another one, there's two bright yellow butterflies that I've never seen before, and they're big, like they're this big, and because they're yellow, this is the solar plexus, so you could be feeling more powerful, more confident, and something to do with authority, and you become your own authority in some way. There's definitely healing here. That's very exciting. I've started this thing actually where I count how many butterflies I see a day, and there's another one, another yellow one. So that's 3 yellow. I've never seen these before. But yeah, that's the first time I've seen yellow butterflies. There's 3. What can I say? Okay, excuse me. Next thing, Pluto trines your MC the 13th of July to the 27th of December 2022. Very positive time. You could change jobs, receive additional training or education which will help you reach your goals. There's a fresh new approach to work. You could get a raise. There's increased recognition. Mercury goes retrograde 4 times this year, but from the 9th of September to the 2nd of October, plus a couple of weeks either side in the shadow period, it's going to affect you. It starts in Libra, but it ends in Virgo. And so you're going to feel the Mercury retrograde energy very keenly. So this means there could be delays, there could be miscommunications, there could be problems with travel plans or with technology. So do back everything up, and maybe it's best not to travel. But if you do have to travel and you can't get out of it, it would be best to have a backup plan, and make sure you allow extra time, okay, because schedules do go awry. If you use one of those personal organisers, that could also go on the blink as well. But it is a great time to complete things that you started before September, and you can actually get them done. So it's not all bad news. 25th of October sees a solar eclipse in Scorpio in your 3rd house. So that's what I also mentioned, bringing new beginnings in your communications, your community, or your siblings. You may meet new friends or gad about town. Relationships with neighbours are very likely to improve and get better. 8th of November sees a lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 9th house up here. Okay, dredging something up out of your subconscious, and it comes into your mind. There's transformation around this, and it brings improvements into your life, and like you go up a level, especially spiritually speaking. Life can become more interesting and positive after this influence, and you feel more optimistic when this is past, okay? It can sometimes mean that your spirituality is being tested or tweaked or changed in some way, because it's preparing you for better things to come. All right, so that's your horoscope. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what else I can see for you, Vivacious Virgo, for 2022. There's a big clock in front of me. It's got a white face. It looks like it's 20 to 12 or sometime like that. Something's almost halfway over, halfway finished, half done. And so again, I'm getting that sense of delay. I can see it's now 10 to 12, and I can see the second hand going around, but it's like time is changing. So sometimes things seem like they're going really fast, and other times things seem like they're going too slow. And that may give you the sense of delay or being disconcerted about the time. So please, especially when Mercury is retrograde, pay extra attention to timing, okay? And that you don't get mixed up with different times or misappointments and things like that. Okay, what else can I see for Vivacious Virgo? Oh, right. Any of Virgos who cook, there's something to do with the mix master here. I feel like symbolically it's just saying that everything, it's like you're halfway through again. It's like you're making a cake and you're halfway through, but it's not in the oven yet, and you haven't started eating it yet. But the good things are coming. So persistence, you can persist, you can be determined and really solid in what you believe. So I suggest you hold on to those hopes and dreams there, and don't give up too early. Now they're showing me a bridge. There's like 2 land masses with the bridge here, and this means that there's a union coming together. 2 sort of different energies are joined, and this will give you more power, more influence. You can travel more between these 2 different energies. They could be even like opposites in some way. You will be able to balance things up, hence the temperance card that I pulled out before, okay? So basically, that's it for your horoscope, and I hope you find it useful. If you're new, please consider joining the channel. Go on, hit that subscribe bell button and that notification bell right now. But yeah, a lot of positive influences this year, Vivacious Virgos. So things are starting to trend up in 2022. We've done the bottom stuff now, and things are going to get better. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. Leave a like, leave a share. Share on your socials, or leave a comment. And most importantly, have a fabulous year, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.